Hello everybody, I'm Raphael Perry, and it's time for some more Stygian, Reign of the Old Ones. Now, it would seem, from what I've been reading, this game only has one character. Right, quit save, story save, they're basically the same thing. One save slot essentially, which doesn't seem to be the case. Yeah, look, okay, so I've clicked it. Do I have to click the tick? Okay, that seems to do something. Yes. So yeah, apparently the developers are planning on adding the possibility to have multiple profiles and play more than one character at once and play the game very differently with them, you know. So yeah, so I'm playing an actor, I might also want to play a policeman, or a gangster, or an occultist or something, right? So let's see. We're descending back into that Stygian abyss. Stygian just means dark, by the way, pretty much. Are actually not just dark, but dark and forgetting, like the dark waters of river Styx that would cause those who drank of them to... Well, yeah, see, occult knowledge, you know? Well, semi-occult. Anyway, that looks like it's finished loading now, and the mouse has stopped. Yeah, any key. So, we're back here in these mean streets. Dashiell Hammett would be proud. Hello there. Oh, I can't interact with this fellow. Huh. So, what I was going to say is, we want to pay close attention to everybody, because this, if this game indeed is as like Planescape Torment as I believe, then, you know, people aren't going to have great big exclamation marks over their head. They won't have their names written magically in the air above them, saying, "Here, use me, interact with me, I am important." No. They will actually blend in with the crowd. And look, hey, you. Are you gonna let me talk to you now? No? You? Ah, hello, lady. Are you the one who was scared of me earlier? Yes. Not willing to talk now? Okay, fine. We have all these people over here who were worshipping when the earth shook as if they expected some great worm or beast to burst up from it. They may be rather mentally unstable and we better not approach them. Now, as I mentioned previously in the last episode, I have watched someone play this game a little bit, so I'm aware of a few things that happen if you talk to some of the gangsters or go to the bank or talk to an antiques dealer, but that's about it. This gentleman down here looks like he's some kind of trader. Let's go around this side of him. I suspect this door will be completely locked, but let's go take a look, because he might take offense if we try and walk inside. The Colonel family used to run the bakery on the first floor. In all likelihood, are the residents of the Marble Orchard by now. I presume I mean the ground floor, because this is it's Cthulhu stuff, so it's American. Right, because the first floor is up here. See, when some foreigners look at us and say, "Why do you call this the ground floor and then the floor above it the first floor?" When I was like, yeah, when I was a child, I just think, oh, they say the ground floor and they say the first floor. Well, surely the ground floor is the first floor. And it took me a while to work it out as I was growing up, you know, and I thought, oh, you know what? It's not about how many floors it is, so like first floor, second floor, third floor. It's about how many flights of stairs you need to climb to reach that floor. So you come in on the ground floor, you go up one flight of stairs to the first floor, up a second flight of stairs to the second floor, up a third flight of stairs to the third floor. And to my mind, the collation of the ground floor of the first floor comes from using lifts, or elevators if you will, whereas our language of discussing the floors has developed in a time when obviously lifts didn't really exist beyond like cranes, so we would talk about it more in terms of the physical traversation of space. Now let's have a look to this Rafsack bloke. Also, is there a way I can... The in-game writing occasionally is a little small. Although he looks like a living wreck with a lot of grease in his filthy hair, the man before you persistently advertises his merchandise, which looks more like trash to you, with an unfaltering energy. Welcome to Uncle Rafsack's shop of undiscovered treasures. Undiscovered? That's got to be a spelling mistake. Treasures. Don't be shy. Come closer. I have everything you need. You call this a shop? Now that could be a little judgmental. There's nothing indicative of tone here. We don't want to offend the folk, but I am interested. And among the best! Oh, you don't like my decorations? Take no notice of the packaging, friend. The goods it sells is what makes a shop. He stops for a moment to cough wetly. A shop? A shop? A local raft shack has everything you need. Very well, let's take a look. Let's not be too judgmental. Okay, lots of cigarettes, some bullets. We have a gun and some bullets. We're not particularly skilled in its use. Some bullets for a different kind of gun, a medium gauge ammunition. A battery. That could come in extremely useful if we had the science and technology related skills. A bell. A small bell with a small clapper. I wonder if it would be possible to make some kind of alarm clock tripwire thing so if people snuck up on me. Camera. A large camera. Chemical filter. So yeah, that's crafting, cloth strips. So this may very well be just the crafting store, right? The place where I get the things to make things with. Merchant 4%. I'm not sure entirely what that relates to, but it's probably to do with the exchange rates and the trade. Okay, so let's see. Cloth straps. I wonder if we could make bandages from them. Cogs. Conductor to transfer electrical. Yeah. Copper wires and conductor could be used with a battery to make something, I'm sure. Empty bottles, again crafting, empty syringes, gunpowder, leather strips, metal sheets. I'm seeing a lot of crafting things here. Screws, springs, coils, test tube, without a baby in it. Powdered cocaine, again. I cannot mouse wheel. Oh, I can mouse wheel now. Okay, good. Processed opium. Now, powdered cocaine. The opium is much more in keeping with the time than the cocaine is. A handmade pistol. Damage 2 to 5, handling -1, attack +4, 3 to 5. Okay, so it's a little bit worse. So I presume this is. You know what? I'm getting less Torment vibes and more actually Arcanum, where you could the initial crit pistols and stuff you could craft were a bit worse than the ones you could buy, and then things got better as you went up. Bandages. Sure. It may be worth. Maybe worth going for a bandage, because we might get a nasty cut or bruise. Laudanum shot. A gas mask. 73. Kingsport Folktales. Stanley Fredkin's retelling of local Kingsport legends. Spooky. You know what? Yes. Handmade rattle. A handmade rattle that produces an irritating sound. A gift from the lunatic clerk. A mirror fragment. Again, probably for crafting. A baby rattle. A cross. You know, we are playing religious characters. We should absolutely pick that up. Tea canned spaghetti. Apparently the tea is important. Let's take both because tinned food will last a long time. So, camping supplies, can of kerosene, a silver ring. Very fancy. I wonder if that can be used in crafting in some manner. Probably make some kind of like magnetic ring or something. That maybe you could use to pick locks. Molotov cocktail, because Russians are everywhere. Lockpicks, needle and thread. Possibly useful for like medicine and other things. A magnifying glass. I love the fact they call it magnifier, and the detailed description is a common magnifying lens, and they just can't call it a magnifying glass for some reason. Rubber tubes, all manner of interesting things can be done with that, like siphoning petrol out of someone's car. A Swiss Army knife. You know what? This innovative tool offers a compact set of hand instruments that can be put to many uses. This is a really impressive piece of equipment. A whetstone, wooden boards. I doubt I'm going to be able to use this as a weapon, but it's going to have loads of uses. Wooden boards, a brown suit, Miskatonic diploma. You know what? Since it seems we're going to be going to a Miskatonic University anyway, and we are an actor, we may need to bluff our way through. So we are going to spend an inordinate amount of fags. And this bloke is going to be very pleased to receive them in trade, no doubt. Come visit Rafsak's shop. Now then, we have a lot of fun things. Can I put this somewhere? No. That's most unfortunate. Ooh. Those slots went red. So I can put it here. Why would I... Equipment requirements are not met. Ah! So, that would be then... subterfuge or survival. I mean, I'd like to say survival for the Swiss Army knife, because that's what it's kind of generally intended to be used for, or known to be used for. But it's probably something daft like science. Understanding the material world, making inventions, and grasping the principles of scientific facts in this world and the next. It wouldn't be melee, would it? Because it's not really a weapon. Firearms and this. So yeah, it's going to be like survival, subterfuge, or science. Probably science, to be honest. Okay, and what are these, pray tell? Oh! Okay. So our secondary stats are perks and abilities, and angst. Look at him, he's not a teenager. This man's been around the block a few times. Okay. Number 39, apparently. Behind the crumbling balustrades of this old Georgian house, a lackluster flicker of light unexpectedly signals occupancy. Which means... the door seems to be sturdily locked for a typical building of Arkham with such decrepitness. Let's knock on the door. You hear approaching footsteps and a blunt, uneducated voice is heard from behind the door. Who's this? I am Jeremiah Spoonfrop, and who pray may you be? Get lost! The footsteps become distant. So be it. Surely you have heard of Jeremiah Spoonfrop, actor extraordinaire. Right, this is the bank. I've watched someone else go in the bank. Something nasty happened. I am not ready to enter the bank. I will need a few more, like maybe a level or two, some experience before I go in there, because it can get nasty. I got experience points for noticing this. Okay. Ah, 7 cigarettes. I'll make up for the 150 something I spent, obviously. You see a typical Arkham resident, tired and decrepit looking. Decrepit used for... oh yes, because for a person it can be pathetic rather than worn down. He looks at you uneasily. Excuse me, I'd like to ask you something. Leave me alone, sir. Life is hard enough without a bunch of foolish questions. How do you survive in Arkham? Between the mob and the cult, you mean? I don't know, because so far someone else got crushed instead of me. Anyway, I doubt my luck will last much longer. Since the Black Day, I thought every day would be my last. Surely we have survived because it's God will, not pure chance. Remember, I'm playing a religious character here. Perhaps I'll think about what you said. Oh, is this gonna be like Torment, where you can like, pretend when people ask you your name, you can give a fake name, and if you ask it enough times, that person actually comes into existence because you've imagined them enough times, and then they come and ask you, like, who am I? And you're like, well, you see, I made you up, and they're like, oh, they stop existing, you take all their stuff. It's like weird, but anyway. What do you know about the Black Day? Nothing more than you, I guess. We'd all seen the signs, right? People having the same nightmares, mysterious disappearances, whole families massacred. We saw it coming, but pretended everything was fine. The Black Days started with that apocalyptic roar piercing deep into our minds. The sky melting, colours fading. I can't remember anything else. Tears come to his eyes. I shouldn't press him. Right. I shouldn't press him. I don't want to, he's broken, but he might lash out if pressed. I think we've talked to him enough already. It would be nice to investigate all options in the conversation, but he's probably not the right person to be talking to. However, everyone may be just as broken down and despondent as him. Is this, and we do have good conversational skills. I can't remember anything else. Please continue. No, it hurts me to remember as well. I'll be sympathetic here. When we came to our senses, Arkham lay beneath an alien sky, banished from our home forever. We are alone, all alone in this purgatory, left to the mercy of the tyrants and deviants. He bursts into tears, and that's probably all we're going to get out of him. Let's move away before he decides to exact some kind of vengeance on us for questioning him. This is the Arkham Post. A playful and optimistic advertisement from just after the Great War. The Black Day has made its message bitterly ironic. Now, the Great War is the First World War because the Second World War hasn't happened yet. Although one of the newer buildings in town, the supernatural darkness has reduced the post office to decrepitude, interring the letters of the damned betwixt its cracked walls. Now, what that says to me is that it's a very dangerous place to go into. It's got some bandages, a few cigarettes. Going in there may involve getting beaten up by monsters or mutants, and we should have... So... we lost 15 sanity. We have no angst. Where would sanity be on here? Because it doesn't seem to be there at all. Am I missing something that's overtly obvious? Because it was like, is healthy and is sane down here. I think I will take a look inside. Oh, although one of the... So I don't get to take a look inside. Okay, fine. Hello, lady. What are you doing standing out here, all on your lonesome? You see a skinny woman. That's not a skinny woman's face. Wearing heavy makeup. Her provocative outfit emphasizes how she earns her living in Arkham. She moves like a person drugged or drunk. Yeah, that's completely understandable. Oh, hi, darling. Her words are welcoming, her excitement feigned. Interested in a good time? Well, leave me be, sinner! Oh, come on, beat it, Mr. Grundy. Mr. Grundy? What, Ed Grundy? Joe Grundy? What? So we're doing well on the whole... Oh, sanity, 37 and 45. There we go. Aha. God curse me with filth. Okay. Let's explore this way a little. I see barrels that I maybe... Oh, hello. Yes. A few more fags. Hello, crazy man. Let's talk. You see a scruffy man dressed in... That's scruffy? I suppose his hair is a little bit unkempt. Dressed in grimy garments. As you approach, you are irritated by the rancid, alcoholic stench of his sweat. The swollen syringe marks on his arms further demonstrate the extent of his addiction. Oh, great. As your shadow falls over the unkempt and emaciated Rummy, he scarcely opens one eyelid, as if he'd been anticipating a visitor. Gwen, is that you? Takes a moment to realize that you're not who he expected. Ah, shit. Okay, so we can ask if he's alright, which would be the humanist. God, that foul smell. Now that could be a religious option. We are playing a religious character. Oh God, that foul smell. It was not, as I suspected. Speaking in a drawn-out and slurred manner. So what? Why should I care? I got nothing to live for, no standard to live up to. Not since I came to this despicable example, became this despicable example of a citizen. Why? What did you do? Were you a copper? The last time I checked, the mob burned down the goddamn police station. He chugs his moonshine and spits. We won't tolerate a snoop around these parts, so up yours, mister! Charmed, I'm sure. Pardon me for saying, but you don't look very good. All right then, rot in the gutter and wallow in your pathetic habits. Oh yes, well, you don't look very good. Oh, don't need no help. I'm well aware of that, what Richter's dope does to a healthy person. Do I look like I give a damn? Mentioning the pharmacist's name seems to have given him an idea. Speaking of Richter, are you going to ask me to go and get drugs for you? What about him? Maybe you could bring me a shot of his morphine if you insist on bantering with this pathetic waste of a soldier. Oh, you do have speechcraft. Is he really a soldier? No, kind of rehabilitation. Yeah, I'd say he needs rehabilitation, but with my contacts, I can supply all kinds of dope, enough for you to last a lifetime. But tell me what happened to you first, good man. You're quite a brag artist, aren't you? He clearly lacks the self-confidence to play hard to get. Ah, what the heck. I lost everything anyway, might as well lose a few minutes to a story now. You just made a great decision. You're going to hear from me again, and soon. He wags his finger. You better, otherwise I'll come searching for you. There's gonna be hell to pay. He takes a deep breath and exhales slowly. It all began after I met Gwen Robin, my former, well, you know. Being a poor cobbler's son, I was obligated to put bread on the table, and that's why I joined the guard for the extra paycheck. Hailing from an even poorer Arkham family, Gwen was working as a wireless operator at the base. Boy, phew, she had it. Blonde and a nice figure. Oh, how I miss our little escapades. How with an A in it. Interesting. But everything went to hell when she had to quit her job due to some family issue back home. I was shaken and broken, but I had to continue my training, knowing not what the worst was yet to come. Then the footsteps of the apocalypse. Cases of mass hysteria, arson, mass murder, power shortages. This has got to be translated from some foreign language. I'm saying this not because it's not that that's a spelling mistake, so much as it's an attempt at a particular shortages. it's not a way you'd normally, you know, SJ is not something you'd normally do in English. Maybe it's like Italian or Spanish or something. So they're attempting a speech mannerism, but the manner in which they've attempted to spell that speech mannerism is not one a native English speaker would normally use. Power shortages, you name it. National Guard was called to active duty and I was stuck being a full-time soldier. He licks his lips, which I've just done to help lubricate him a bit, because this could be quite a while. As I was getting to the end of my rope, physically, Gwen's last letter proved to be the final blow. She said we had to break up, but she couldn't see me again. No reason, no explanation, nothing. He struggles to continue. Jeremy Parsons died there and then there. But despite the profound sadness I felt, I forced myself to see her again one last time. So I just escaped the base by hiding inside an Arkham-bound logistics truck. That's what it means to be human. We're social creatures. The lonelier we are, the more desperate we get. No need to fuss over such an insignificant sentimental attack. God, man! How cruel and cold is that? You abandoned your post, huh? So much for honor and duty. At least I'm not playing a soldier. So you went to Arkham. What happened next? Yeah, I'm going with this one. If that was meant to comfort me, then thank you, sir. But I believe that I failed my duty to this country by holding my personal issue above the safety of our land. I'm no soldier. I'm a hypocrite at best. A hypocrite, I say! Hypocrite! Yeah! So you went to Arkham. Then what happened next? I did. And for that I will never forgive myself. I'm a scoundrel for turning my back on the proud institution of our fathers who fought the Empire. How can I betray the legend of the Minutemen? What are Minutemen? Apparently there's some American Civil War thing of men who had to be ready to fight in a minute that I'd never heard of until, like, apparently there were a whole load of Minutemen in some Fallout game that I haven't played, but I've seen people play a little bit of, and I'm like, what the hell's a Minuteman? You know. So I had to actually go look it up on the internet. So you still aspire to be a freedom fighter after all? With a bitter heart. I could, if only we still had a country to protect. After coming to Arkham, I suddenly realized that I had to avoid detection, so I disguised myself in civilian clothing, buried my uniform somewhere. Then I went straight to Gwen's address, so we might actually be able to find his uniform and use it as a costume to fool people into believing we're a soldier. He ain't going to remember where it is, but if we come across it at some point, it'll be like this bloke's Jeremy whatever's uniform. If his name's on it, you know. There's a military uniform, so maybe it would have his name in it. There was nobody in the house. Even their coffee cups were on the table, but they were gone. They were gone. They were gone. It's as if she vanished, or nary existed at all. I lost track of her ever since. I asked around, but only met hostility and apathy. Oh, what a short-sighted fool I've been. He hangs his head in shame. Yeah, maybe we'll actually be able to patch this guy up and have him join our party and rehabilitate him. He's turning into, you know, if he's just a mere side character, this is a nice amount of development. It makes him feel more rounded and realistic than just some one-line throwaway NPC. Oh my god, there's a lot of really cynical, nasty options here. Well, I'm sorry about that, Jeremy. We've all experienced bitter loss. Still do. I hope you find her someday. You seem like a good man. Here. He hands you a picture of a blonde woman. This is Gwen. Will you ask around for her? Maybe you can do better than I did. You know, I'm not going to encourage him to get... I mean... this is a tough one, right? Because I can offer, right, and say, yeah, I'll ask around. But I can say, you know what, I'm not sure if I can help you with that. Which here is like saying, yeah, I'll try, but it's like saying, I'll try, but I don't know if it'll help, right? So those are kind of the same thing. When it goes, too many people have gone missing. Maybe it's time you just gave up. Now, that might be a way of shocking him out of his stupor, but I'm not sure that's the best thing. But look, but guys, this is all he's got left, you know, so, you know, I'll do my best. Thanks, sir. Goodbye, Jeremy. Oh! The ground shook again. We'll have to be careful with that. So picking up the key was not necessarily right. Gwen's photograph. Photograph of Gwen. Private Parsons. You know what. Yeah, you know what she was to him. Yeah. A doctorate diploma from Miskatonic University. Well, that came in really useful for whoever flogged it off for a few fags. Right then. Suffering out of the university. It basks beneath. Raphsack's asking for more junk again. Alright, well, let's get away from these earthquakes and head back this way. So we've got these nasty looking gangsters and this large building, the Essex Hotel. So, the Essex H-Tel. There's not quite enough space for an O to fit in there. And that awkwardness of things not quite fitting is actually exactly what you would expect in a Cthulhu kind of game. Because it's all supposed to be ever so slightly weird and awkward. This bloke looks like some kind of ghoul. We're probably better not mess with him. Honest builds, pawn, buy, sell, shop, you know me. This is the place for teeth brickwork again. Best deals on guns. Yeah, well, has he got anything that's not a gun that we might be interested in? We probably shouldn't be buying too much this early on. And this has actually been useful to me, this episode, because I would love to actually replay Planescape Torment at some point. And I'm thinking of the amount of reading involved in that. And it's like, yeah, I couldn't get away with half-an-hour episodes. I'd need to go for like 3/4 of an hour or an hour. And I know it's a classic, right? And I know loads of people love it. But I'd need to have encouragement that it'd be worth digging into, right? Bring the bullets, take away the rations. Protected by the mob. The scavengers will be shot on sight. Well, that's not... This shelf has been the subject of many of your daydreams during your incarceration in Arkham. Wax Face's food stores keep starvation at bay for the populace. They must be grateful for his altruism. Speaking of which, this is... Corpse? Unsolved mystery, apparently, is what it is. The man smiles silently. Yeah, he's like security or something. We don't mess with him. This man is smoking. Behind the bars is a stern-looking man who looks deeply dissatisfied. Although he looks to be in his 60s, his presence invokes respect and fear. Say, are you here to buy something or just wasting my time? Who are you? Name's Joe Clements. That's Mr. Clements to you. I'm someone you shouldn't be curious about. Former jeweler from the Cortellinis. Currently fucking grocer of Arkham. Cortellinis? You live in a cave or something? The ruling family of Chicago. Barons of the homeland, of the underworld. So you came here from Chicago? Such brilliance. How did you make the connection? Say, you here to buy something or just wasting my time? So what's that wax statue doing over there? Oh, you mean Honest Bill? Yeah, he's dead, but they keep him around for decoration. Turned him into a statue. He used to own this place, see, until he crossed Waxface. Yeah, I think we understand why the guy who did this to him is called Waxface. Can you guess how they did it? Poured boiling wax over him from head to toe. You should have heard the screams. That's enough, or do you want more details? I'm gonna say no. Because while we may be somewhat glib, asking too many questions about, like, mafia bosses tends to get you a concrete overcoat just before you get dropped in the river. How about a discount, Mr. Clements? He's going to say no. In fact, this might annoy him. He's got a guard. I'm going to not risk it just yet. Actually, no, let's try it. How about a smack in the face from my friend Charlie there? But I can bring you a lot of quality goods. I go to places that no one else does. Speechcraft check. I've got 1 point in speechcraft. And you sure must be hanging near the arse of that rotten town. But I don't like it when people stink. But maybe you'll be some use to me later. There's a place you can visit for me and earn your discount. I'll let you know. Until then, you're just another punk. Oh, sorry, punk? He doesn't have like a Mohican haircut or anything, or like a studded leather jacket. Oh, very well. Now, you buying or should I ask Charlie to make you leave? Alright, look, I'm gonna... It's Charlie with a smiling blonde fellow. He's not... That's brown! Well, with a kind of greyish brown. A drab grey brown. Okay, let's see. I'd better buy something so as not to piss him off. A sleazy magazine. Hey, Holy Bible! Yeah, we are playing a religious character after all. Backpack. Stitch skin from animal hides, but it might be useful for carrying things. Another bottle of clean water. You know what? Yes, we'll get just one. Hey, corn cob. Dried? Oh, uncooked. Yeah, you're going to want to cook that, buddy. Okay, lots of guns, lots of fancy hats. Ooh. That's a fedora? I thought that was just a boring cowboy hat that they have in like all those 1930s films. Ooh, Darby, that's a bowler hat, mate. That's a bowler hat. It's a top hat. Oh, there's a top hat. Yes! The ultimate gentleman's hat. Yes! This is gonna be mental. The burglar's hood. Okay, let's see. Pocket knife. Now that could be used. More, you know, crowbar. That's an expensive crowbar, man. Okay. Cigar. Gold necklace. Wait. No. I was thinking if it was a locket, there might be a picture in there of the bloke we met outside. Golden pocket watch. Gold ring. Silver necklace. Silver pocket watch. Silver ring. Yeah. I mean, rope's really useful, right? Let's leave it at that, balance up, and really start looking for some things we can sell. Because currently we are paying for everything. Older, out-of-production rifles populate these shelves. By the look of it, most of them would need extensive maintenance before they could be used. With no radio stations left broadcasting in the vicinity, these Neutrodyne radio receivers have no function other than decoration. And yet, there seems to be some sort of music broadcasting. Okay, let's head back this way. Towards our initial location, where the mad dart player played with us. The old eel house. Oh wait, hello. Are you... A well-built, dark-skinned man is approaching you. You doubt he's from these parts. He seems unaffected by Arkham's nightmarish conditions, and there is something inviting, almost provocative about his thin smile. That's dark-skinned? I mean, it's extremely pale and slightly tanned at best. Are his features supposed to be indicative of being a dark-skinned gentleman? Hola, senor! Please forgive me. He tries to find the word. Please forgive my... He tries to find the right word. Interruption. But I've been seeing you for the old deal and wanted to presentarme. Are you following me? No, senor. But I cannot help but to notice about you the scent of danger, of violencia. You have that scent on you. I've seen you talk to people asking questions, always questions. While others wait for Santa Muerta, you have a mission. I don't know what it is, but you know the time will come and blood will be spilled, no? Question is, will it be your blood, senor, or theirs? Eduardo Carnella will help you in answering those questions of vida y muerte, life or death. So basically he wants to help me fight. So you're offering to fight for me. Amor con amor se paga. Why on its own doesn't the word? Lo demás con dinero. Love can do much. Money can do everything. So dinero would be like money? Like the denari? If you pay me 6, senor, you have your own special angel protector. I've just spent most of my money. How much for bodyguard duty? 24 each day, I protect you. I don't care if you're fighting monsters of a mob or El Diablo himself. You have no fear, eh? Why should I? I have survived by chance all my life, and now I do just the same. We all do, but you're not aware of this before la catastrophe. A swordfish killed me padre. One day he got out to work. He never come home. Eso es. Like that, you see, we live by chance alone. But it is when we are out of luck that it becomes plain. I will play the game, senor, until la diosa fortuna betrays me. I suspect that perhaps our paths have crossed for a reason, because I don't have the fags to pay you. Eduardo studies you curiously. Continua, senor. Do you not sense that la diosa fortuna brought us together? Don't just work for me. Join me on my path. You are a clever one, no? He smiled sharply. Bueno, senor. I will walk with you for the time being, and we will see what fortune brings. Excellent, or excelente, as you may say in your homeland. We don't have his portrait here. He's following us, so he seems to be more of a hiring inventory. We can't... I don't know when we're gonna... Hey! That's much more dapper. I knew there was some reason I needed to open this. Wow. Can we equip our Bible? No. Interesting. Would have been interesting if we could. How are we doing for experience? We're doing quite nicely, actually. 45 more to go till we gain some kind of thing. And no angst, that's also really rather good. Sanity is 37 and 45, health is 47 and 48, so we're nearly healthy again. Alright. So that's the old Eagle House bar. That is a... Hey, what's this? The signboard carries the prohibitory insignia of Waxface and secures this establishment as a property of the mob. And damn, we've been sleeping there? No person in their right mind would want to live inside a rotting, clammy shed, nor be gullible enough to purchase any kind of food resulting from fishing. Well, not given the state of all this water. The local rumours speak woefully of the... I just saw tentacles come up there. Of the heathen rites that once took place on this nameless isle long before the Puritans had settled on eastern shores. Yeah, that's not a safe place to be. These barrels, we might be able to reach them without tentacles getting us. Hey, empty bottles, a few fags, empty syringes. We are not going to go that near the water. We've already gone very dangerously close. Another number 39. Save for the choking vines on every wall, this humble residence is one of the few that remains untouched by the destruction that has engulfed Arkham. That's great. Can I click on the door? Please? Go away. Go away. There we go. Yeah, okay, I can't go in there. There's some bins. Empty syringes, a few Did I loot these bins earlier in the previous episode? If I did, I'm sorry. I didn't expect stuff to... Wow, that is a very small front end of a boat. Okay. Richter's drugstore. You know... Key number 0. Found it. So hang on. We don't appear to have... Damn it. I was hoping there'd be like a quest for Gwen. So we're just going to have to keep an eye out for her. So this is a reminder. Craft. I presume there's like some kind of crafting bench we'll interact with. I think I've seen that in a video. We probably can't afford anything there. Please, I'll do anything. A few more cigs, it'll be fine. Exhaustion? What? Why did I get exhausted? Do I need more food? Are these rations, no. Huh. I'm in the middle of something here. Yeah, she's got a twirly thing. Martian Sons Imports Warehouse. Hey, are you coming with me, mister? Yes, you are. Good. So we have this freaky ass statue. That thing. You see a typical Arkham resident, tired and decrepit looking. She looks at you uneasily. What is that grotesque monument over there, the one you seem to be fixated with? The cult erected it instead of the old Lincoln statue. Grandfather altar, they call it. Damned atrocity. Cultists coming from across the river to sacrifice people who've been marked by the mob. Blood offerings to Grandfather Cthulu. Cthulu, you say? Or Cthulu? Well, at least she's trying to make it pronounceable. It's just, no. You know, even the name freezes my blood. The Grandfather, they call him. Their new god who was awakened on the Black Day with its brethren, the great old ones. The fanatics of the cult torture, sacrifice, and kill in their names. There is only one god. These heretics are worshipping demons from hell. Now, if you'll excuse me, well, of course, you seem to be wanting to do your own thing. Alright. So we can come back here to this warehouse. This is all boarded up. He does like to dawdle. As a companion, that's disturbing. As you approach the warehouse, which was once operated by the Marsh family of Innsmouth, oh god, your blood runs cold at the sound of a distant wailing from within. You know, we should probably go and investigate. If we were strong... We got a strong man with us, right? This couldn't end badly. It blatantly could. Someone could need rescuing. That's not the kind of... That's not the kind of wailing of someone who needs rescuing. That's the kind of wailing of monsters that want to kill us. And I see weak spots on the floor. We may need to avoid them. So, corn cobs, wheat, canned pumpkin, and tea-canned spaghetti, because the tea is so important to get. Aha! We have some kind of crafting bench. You don't possess anything to craft, that's fine. Alcohol, empty bottles, bottle of clean water, can of kerosene, and more empty syringes. So many empty syringes. Crate is sealed shut. If only we had that 97 cigar crowbar. And likewise this, I'm reckoning crowbar job. This is probably somewhere to come back to later on when we're feeling more competent and safe. Speaking of competent, how are we doing for experience? Oh, still the same 55 points. Okay. Hey, healthy, insane, and mild exhaustion. The character is suffering from mild effects of fatigue state. I suppose we can rest to fix that somewhere? Yes, let's go back to the sleazy bar we've been staying at. The old eel house. How bad are we doing for fags? 12. Yeah, that's kind of low. Hey, can I? There we go. Let's see, it's like, can I stay overnight and rest? And be like 20 fags. And we're like, oh bugger, we don't have that. Okay. Hey, smoking lady, I'm not sure I remember you. You see a beautiful young woman with short hair smoking a cigarette. Actually, for the 1920s, that's almost long hair. This is more late 1930s, early 1940s hair. There is a daring, carefree quality about her, which is pretty rare in this town, especially these days. I can see that you're glancing towards this direction, sir. Perhaps we could turn this into a conversation. May I offer you a drink? I'd better. That pleasure is mine, miss. I mean, I could just accept. I can barely afford it, but sure. Yeah. Why? Are you among those who believe that only men can buy drinks for women? Oh, it's just what I'm accustomed to. Well then, change your customs, sir. They should be buried somewhere in the 19th century, along with the rotting corpse of the world. Oh god, she's a proto-feminist, is she? I do apologize, I didn't mean to offend you. Everyone should know their place. But even so, I didn't mean to cause offense. I'm sure you didn't. You rarely mean to. Oh, you know me, do you? But in the end, you often do. This is how the play is cast, right? She pours you a glass of whiskey and smiles. Oh, is she an actress? Forgive me. Let's start from the beginning. Of course. May I know your name? I'm Clara Bell. You'd have probably known my name if things had gone right for once in my life. I was an actress. Heard of the movie Hollow Hearts? No, sorry, I'm a stage actor. I'm not sure that lying would help, because she might then ask a question about it and I might prove I know nothing, so that would... Oh, sod it. You know, I might have seen that one. Oh, don't be polite. It was never released. The critics saw it, though. I remember one of them, Bill Hunts, approached me after the special screening telling me, "You got it, Clara. You're real star material." No need to say that he was drunk and flirty as a male baboon in mating season. Whatever. Later, I had time to think about what he said to me about this star material thing. You know, I have an eternity to reflect upon these things. Drinks from her whiskey. Star material. Why should I be some material after all? I mean, I wanted to be an artist, to defeat that notion in the first place. But You have to fit somewhere in there. I mean, your world. Oh, she's real, man, women's lib, essentially. Yeah, it's less feminism, more women's lib at this point. Actually, it's practically unheard of, but hey, this is weird Cthulhu land, anything crazy can happen, right? Be a good wife, or good fun. Oh, you're better than that? Be a good investment. All my life I wanted to be there, on the magazines, on the silver screen, all that jazz, while he continues to play his trumpet, but not a cornet. It's too long for a bugle. But you know, sometimes I can't help thinking that this looks to the gloom of the outside world may actually be the better alternative, because I would never have quitted going for the top myself. You know, we can't guess what God has in mind for us. You're right, sir. You would probably have to be as crazy as him to get this point of view, his point of view. You know, I'm an actor as well. Oh, really? Such coincidence. I'd like to ask you something, if I may, then. What do you think about our craft, or business, shall I say? So he's an actor-manager, so he's very invested. It's like changing skin for me, a liberating experience. I was always in love with the theatre. Always dreamed of being an actor myself. I was a good liar and it felt natural. My parents were actors, so I didn't give it that much thought. Everyone does something for a living. I don't think about it. Perhaps I don't. So it's going to be one of these first two. Liberating, or... I was always in love with the theatre. Always dreaming of becoming an actor of myself. I wasn't so lucky as you were. My mother was too busy with her customers to take me anywhere. Oh, no wonder she's women's lib. Well, what are you doing here in this shithole called Arkham? I really wish I knew. It's a mystery to me as well. I was waiting for the release of Hollow Hearts at a hotel in LA when Bernie called, my manager. Bernie wanted me to meet a private funder here in Arkham. So I hastily came to this forsaken place. I can't afford refusing such things, you know. When I arrived at the train station, Bernie was nowhere to be found. He was supposed to meet me there, but he never came. Did you see Bernie later? Nope. Never. Everything before the Black Day seems blurry now. Did he really call me that day, or was it just a dream? Did he ever arrive in Arkham? So that's two people who've had people mysteriously disappear really suddenly. Now this is a dangerous place, and people could mysteriously disappear, but the disappearances could be more of a theme. Yeah, more than just a thematic thing, right? It could be like related to the cult, kidnapping people and sacrificing them, or it could be something even more mysterious, like people could actually be just straight up disappearing. Well, what did you do next, milady? I was too tired and confused. I decided to wait for Bernie here in Arkham for a few days, so I headed to the Essex Hotel. Who could have said it would be my new home for the rest of my life? So you can still afford staying here? Dollar being obsolete and all. Oh my god, don't, mate. She'll be like, I can make my own living. Don't you judge me. Let's just say I've met the right people. You know, it was never really about the money. Money is just another way to display power. Survive my childhood and you'll know. Tell me more. Oh, you're my psychiatrist now? Forget it. Skeletons are better left in the closet. I see. Goodbye? What? That was the whole... What? You're not gonna, like, become a companion or something? Oh, man. Do I get to talk to her again? Oh, look who's come. The great gentleman and conqueror of hearts. So, what are you doing here in Arkham? Ah, I wish I knew. Mystery to me as well. I was waiting for release of Hollow Hearts in a hotel when I'm checking to see if this is a repeat. I think it is. Yeah. So we don't get to continue this conversation. What is it, Cornuto? Hey, you know anything about this key, Marino? My knowledge on that thing will greatly depend on whether you're planning to buy a drink or not. I tend to forget things a lot these days. A lot of cigs were made of this. It could be worth something, if you help me. You know, Cornuto, I hear this a lot. More than you think. It had better be worth my while. There's an old Jewish fellow in French Hill. He has an antique shop or something. All that expensive junk. It's to the east of here. I've heard he pays good for keys. Maybe he knows something. Well, we can't form it. Yeah, I'll check it out. And buy me an antique chastity belt while you're there. I'm in love with a whore and need to take my precautions. What would happen if I became a cornuto like you? What? Fine. Hello, lady. Anything to say? Nope, just the same. Okay. I'm sensing she's more than just flavour, right? And that something could come of this. But for now, I think it's a good time to end the episode. I am going to head upstairs and see if I can rest. You have to pay the owner first to be able to rest in this safe house. Well, yeah, can I... I want to rest in the attic for a bit. I'm tired. Ah, I see that you enjoyed your time in our special suite, the Royal Attic. But it is occupied now. I'll take your cigs later, Cornuto. So someone else is up there. Okay, okay. So it's a communal resting space. I better carry on with fatigue and exhaustion, but for now... listening, Signora. You can heal yourself, come a laudanum shop. What kind of weapons do you use? We're doing an Arkham. You can do... Let's go. Let's carry on, man. Okay, so yeah, I'm ending the episode here. I hope you guys have all enjoyed this one, and I'll certainly looking forward to seeing you all in the next one. I'm going to say bye-bye for now, and cheerio!